Hey, Jake here, and today we're going to show you how to use this road force balancer. Okay, so today we've got this Hunter GSP 9700 road force balancer. I'm going to be showing you the basics on how to use this for setup for hammer-on wheel weights as well as sticky wheel weights just to get you going. There's a lot this machine can do, but today we're just going to cover the basics. So on this machine, the way I have mine set up, I've got a series of my steel wheel hammer-on weights here and my aluminum wheel weights here, and then I also have my collection of stick-on wheel weights that I may need. I just leave those here. Some other tools, obviously, you're going to need your tire multi-tool. This is for hammering on weights and for removing your old wheel weights. You need your tire clamp to go on the shaft here to hold your tire secure, and then you also, at least on mine, I've got an air hose for putting the correct pressure, and this is going to be necessary when you're using the road force feature on this as well. One other thing you've got is a series of these tapered collars here, and they're all tapered at different amounts. So here's what I mean. Let me bring this up close. So going this way, it's a smaller taper, and if it doesn't fit inside the inner diameter of the hub, you flip it around and then you check this diameter. This diameter is a little bit bigger. So this diameter here is about the same size as this diameter on the outside on this side. So this serves double duty depending on what you want. So take this, put it inside the hub of your wheel, see if it fits. If it doesn't fit, flip it around and then put it in again and see if it fits the other side. And that way you get the right fit, and so it's centered on the shaft. If this doesn't work, right, just go up to the next one, try it again, start with the smaller side, check it, and then flip around, go to the larger side and check it, and work your way up or down depending on the tire you've got. So let's go show you the machine and let's go get it set up. So what we want to do is we want to make sure we select the right collar that's going to go on the shaft here, and this is going to go the inside. So I'm just going to start with the smaller taper here, and right here you can see got a lot of room, it's a lot of movement in there, so I'm just going to flip it around, put it in there, and it barely fits, but we're going to call that good. So the way it's going into the inside of the hub of the rim, that's the way we want it facing. So I'm just going to slide that onto the shaft, and then we're going to go ahead and put our tire on and tighten it down with our clamp. So you really want to pull on this. Sometimes I like pulling the tire back and pushing forward, but you got to make sure this is locked down nice and tight. The inside of the rim should be nice and tight against this flange on the back, and that way it won't move, because sometimes if this is loose, once it starts spinning it, the machine starts spinning it, this can come loose, and it'll tell you if it comes loose, but you want to make sure this is nice and tight as you can get it. So let's go ahead and show you the screen and how we're going to set this up. So you've got a lot of information here. You can select a vehicle and go through it that way. I'm not going to do that. The main thing I'm concerned about with is where are my weights going to go? Where's the weight placement? So you've got a bunch of options here, and we're set up right now for weight on the outside and inside edges here, the hammer-on weights. You can select this where if you want a stick-on weight on the inside and hammer-on, or if you want both stick-on, you can do that, or, oh, it doesn't let you, look at that. Interesting. Okay, so you have three options. Two outside, stick-on the outside, and inside are both stick-ons. So we're going to stick with this. So we want to pull the arm out, push the pedal, make sure that the little black disc goes in that slot, and let go. Now this picture won't go away even sometimes when you put the arm back. That's okay. I'm going to pull the one on the other side out. Bring that over, put it just on the inside of the lip here, press the pedal again, you should hear it beep, and then I should get some dimensions. Now those went away really fast, so if you want to see what happened, in order for this to work right, I have to have all this information here as far as offset, the diameter or the width of the rim, the height of or the diameter of the rim, and then the diameter of the tire there. Sometimes this won't be there, but I at least need these three numbers here for me to balance this properly. So now we're ready to balance. You're going to touch this again, that's going to go away, and now we're ready to balance. So the next step, once I have that in there, I can go ahead and lower the hood. I'm going to go ahead and close this, make sure I'm out of the way. And it's going to ask me if I need to inflate anything. If you're not sure, go ahead and hook up the hose. Let me show you how to do that. Just bring this around to my valve stem, bring this over and connect it. And I shouldn't have to do anything. It should do it automatically for me. And once it gets it in the green, then it should say good, and then it's time to put it back. So I got green. The trick though with this, if this isn't all the way down, it won't let me balance. So you have to make sure you press this all the way down. It touches a little switch, and now I'm ready to balance. Close the hood again. It will balance, and if you notice, it's going to spin it, and then it's actually going to push this roller against the tire to simulate the road condition, or as if it were on the road, to see if there's any problems that way. Once it does that, you'll notice they already gave me weights here that I'm going to have to add. So it's going to, a couple things with this. I can start here, whatever's green, that means it's lined up. I have a laser right here, and my weight is going to get hammered on here. If I want to start on the outside, I'm just going to touch this. You'll notice it kind of flip the tire, and it'll point the laser exactly where my weight needs to go on the outside. So if you want to deal in grams, you can touch the ounces, so that will change it to grams. If you want to change it back, you touch the G again, they'll bring it back to ounces. So I need 1 ounce on the inside and 75 on the other. If this happens to get out of place, or I try and move it, something acts weird, what I can do also is I just touch the 1, and that will recenter it. So I'm going to grab again, I'm using the steel weights. Those are these right here. So I'm going to take this. This head's not that great. I like this head a little bit better. So I'm going to take that 1 ounce and line it right, the center of the weight right up on the laser. And sometimes the tire is so wide it doesn't get in the right spot, so I'm going to have to eyeball it a little bit, and that's good. I also want to press on the foot pedal down below. That'll lock it in place. And I'm going to hammer this on. Hammer that in place, and then let's go to the other side and put on the weight on the other side. So I'm just going to touch my 75 for the other side, and you'll notice, you can see it, I've got a laser right here, but it doesn't show it right there, but you get the idea where that's going to go. So I'm going to grab my 0.75 ounce weight. Again, step on that foot pedal. That'll keep the tire from moving. It'll keep it secure. I like standing on the opposite side of the tire, leaning over, getting that lined up. Sometimes you got to keep your head out of the way. And when I hit this, I'm not hitting it this way. I'm actually hitting it up this way, and then I'm coming down. So I want to hit it up a little bit. This should be nice and flat against the rim. It shouldn't be sticking out or weird or misshaped. It should hug that inside of that ridge real nice, be nice and tight up on that lip of that rim. So after we have our wheel weights in place, the last thing we need to do is actually close the hood and run it and make sure we are balanced. And so we should get on the screen okay, or 0, 0, depending on the machine you have. But we should get okay here. So go ahead and close the hood. It will run it through the cycle one more time, and just to make sure that it's balanced. And we're showing that we're off by 1/4 of an ounce here. Now, this is lined up almost on that weight right there. So if that's the case, you can do one of 2 ways. You can either try and move the weight over a little bit, and maybe that will compensate for it, or just take the weight off, try it again. So we're going to go with method number 2 for right now, just to make it easier. Close the hood, because before we had 1 ounce, and then it's showing, so we put 1 ounce on, it's saying we wanted 25. So now it's saying 125. So we're just going to go with the 125. Here's 1 1/4, 125, our line. So we're lined up here. Okay, try it again. Check it one more time, and again, we should get 0, 0, or okay. Did it right. So there we go. Got okay. So this is balanced, and we're ready for our next tire. So with our stick-on weight, it's a little bit different. So if you've got a rim with a flat front where we can't hammer that on, what we're going to do is we're actually going to stick on the weight behind the spoke on the inside here. So on this particular one, we're going to use a stick-on weight here and a hammer-on weight in the back. This is an aluminum alloy wheel. so the first thing we want to do is, again, make sure that our weights are set up properly. We have a hammer-on outside weight here and an inside stick-on weight. So same thing as before, I want to bring my arm in. I want to put it right on the inside lip, push the pedal, and then real quick, it went and flipped this, and then I'm going to put this to the inside. It'll light up, and I want to make sure I put it behind the spoke, just like that. Okay, press it, and then I'm going to rotate it one more spoke, just like that. Press it, I'm going to bring my arm back. Now it says to rotate this once, okay, and then I can bring it back. Okay, so now I'm ready to balance. Go ahead and close the hood. And our pressure, if your pressure is okay, you can say yes, and then it should start balancing. So it's telling us we need 1/4 ounce on this outside lip, and then we need 1/2 ounce on the inside behind that spoke. So we'll start there. Again, make sure you're using the right weight. Use this guy. Be careful. Be really careful. I call these the finger smashers. Be careful with these. So I'm going to put that 1/4 ounce there. And then these come in strips. Each one is 1/4 ounce, so I need 2 of these. So I'm just going to tear that off. It's got my 2, and then it's got this backing paper on the back. I'm going to peel that off last, but first I want to clean this down where this is going to go. I'm going to press my 1/2 ounce, and that's going to show me where it goes in the spoke, and I've got a laser right here that's going to show me where that's going to go. So you want to make sure this is nice and clean. Sometimes I take some little bit of brake spray. This isn't too bad, but I want to make sure it's nice and clean in there so that this can stick. If it doesn't stick, if it's not clean, it's not going to stick. So let's make sure we're there. Get our laser light there, and then we're going to go ahead and just stick this on as close to the, well, we're going to put it on the inside, but as close to the outside as possible. So take this, hold down my pedal so it's locked in place, and I'm just going to place that right on the line. Make sure we're lined up. Press it down. Give it a good press, and then we're going to go ahead and spin it. And again, if you did it right, you're going to get okay and okay. So our tire is balanced. Take it off the machine, and you're ready to go for your next tires. So if this helped you out, or if you have any comments for me, things that you have improvements on or tricks that you have, really appreciate you putting those down below. Make sure you subscribe to make sure you get all the other videos that will be coming out on automotive as far as services related, and that'd be great. This is Jacob All Trades saying we'll see you next time.